So, like Nancy said, we're four Rotaractors from the University of Manitoba and University of Winnipeg, and we had the utmost pleasure and honor to be at the Rotary International Convention at Calgary this year in June, which was, like Muskan mentioned in her bio, very exciting, and it opened us to a huge part of Rotary that we hadn't experienced before, which is a lot of international connections. So I'd like to give the opportunity to Muskan to start and share a little bit about her experience, and then, yeah, we can pick it up from there.
Thank you so much, Dhruvi. Attending the Rotary International Convention for the first time was one hell of an experience. I would like to thank Nancy and Cheryl for this opportunity. I can't thank you enough, and it cannot be expressed in words. It was such an unforgettable event. I would like to start by talking about my roommates. I always heard Rotary gives you friendship, Rotary gives you this, Rotary gives you so many experiences. This was one of the best experiences of my life. I met these awesome Rotaractors from University of Brandon and University of Regina. I shared my room with them. I got to talk about a lot many things, and recently I connected with Zara via WhatsApp, and she asked me about how we are handling our social media. And I don't know, I feel that was super cool that we are able to exchange ideas even after the convention, not just about the convention. We are still in contact, and I feel these are going to be lifelong friendships. Another one is I met someone called Manvi who is on the same path as me. I'm a pre-med student, and I got to know that she is in medicine. I connected with her, and we are still in contact. We are like, I'm always asking her for advice, and I also got to know about new generation service exchange, which is, I think, so cool. Like, Rotary offers you a chance to go to another country and just get an experience in your field, like, which is such an awesome thing, and I still want to explore that. And if I am able to do that, that would be like, I don't know, like one of the best things. Yeah, and then we were able to see like so many people all together at one place. Wow. The second thing is breakout sessions. They were awesome. I was able to go to three of them. At one of the breakout sessions, we had to pitch, where we had to like prepare a pitch of why would somebody like to join Rotary. We have to convince them. And Zara, who is from University of Brandon, another Rotaractor, she and I came up with this pitch, and it was awesome. Like, we didn't know we could brainstorm ideas for just 2 minutes and come up with like a reason why you should join Rotary. I mean, it takes a lot of time to convince somebody, but this was another awesome thing. And then I also got to know about how to maintain public image through one of the breakout sessions, which is what I am doing for my Rotract club. Like, I'm the social media handler, so it was really helpful to learn about that, and I think it's also helping me make a huge impact, because I was able to create these two reels just through the convention. And I would also like to show you one of them. I think I have it on my fourth slide. If Dhruvi, you could please take us to that. The next one. Yeah, this one, if volume could be raised. It was just about defining Rotary in one word, and I think I found so many people who wanted to get involved, like just get connected, and I felt it was nice. I don't know if we can raise the volume.
Yes. Can you hear it?
Yeah, I think it's gonna. Yeah.
One word is really hard, but it's innovation.
Fun, leadership, fellowship, the passion,
Connection. It's family. Contribute.
and community serve above self. Fellowships,
Connections. Make it happen. Peace.
community, service,
Worldwide friends.
service.
Fellowship to the inside and service to the outside.
Now, I would like to talk about House of Friendship. Um, I don't know how to define that experience. Like every day, I was exploring something new. If we could go back to fourth or I guess third slide. Yeah. So I want to mention about chess. So I really like chess, and at the House of Friendship, I was able to play chess with some really brilliant people twice, and then I was even able to join them, like join their tournament, which begins in a few days after the convention. So I reached out to them and yeah, now I'm a part of Rotary Chess, so which is which is cool, I feel. And then I was also able to find about this cricket club, which sponsors the players to go to other countries and play cricket. Another awesome, super cool thing. My boyfriend loves cricket, and when I got to know about it, I was like, okay, I'm gonna ask him to join Rotary through this because this is one of the best ways to convince him to join Rotary. I mean, why not? And yeah, he's up for it. So I hope soon he will be a Rotarian. And then yeah, Anshika and I think even Dhruvi and Divya were along with us when we discovered this court, which was full of Rotary and Rotract, like small batches, and it was so heavy. I think it was 7 pounds, if I'm not wrong. I mean, right, right, Dhruvi. I don't know. It was about that. Oh yeah, 5, as Divya says. And yeah, and I was able to connect with so many of them. And then there was another awesome thing. I found about this club, which is helping so many people around the globe, one of them being in my home country. So they basically select 25 mothers from slum areas and then they help them teach for 2 hours every day. But there's a condition, they have to teach their children for 2 hours every day and they keep a check on it. So they do that through NGOs, and their next destination is Calcutta, which is a city in our country, which is India. So I asked them if I could volunteer with them, and yeah, I got the opportunity. So she said I could volunteer once a week by teaching them through Zoom, just basic elementary English, just so they start their journeys. So this was just awesome, and I'm thinking to work like starting on that very soon. I'm still talking with them about that. Then I also got to know about Keystone Rotary, another awesome thing. And then like we are still connecting, and they are also working on I don't remember the name, but there's a project which I think a little while back Dhruvi also mentioned. Like they needed some fundraisers and they have already raised like 6,000. I don't know the place. I think Divya also knows. We were talking about it in the convention also. I will share it later. I'm so sorry. It's not popping up in my brain right now. Yeah, so I'm connecting with them through that, and we are doing Zoom sessions every weekend, like on Saturday. So yeah, and I also got to know about Toastmasters, and I later got to know that there's a club at our University of Winnipeg as well, and it helps you with your public speaking and making a better impact, which I think would be great since I also want to serve Rotary for a longer period of time. So, yeah, that was all I think. And yeah, I can't thank you enough, Nancy, for this opportunity. Um, I hope I'm able to attend many more conventions and network and connect with many more people. Thank you so much.
Anshika, I think we'll be going next. Thank you, Muskan.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. I am very glad to join you all right now here. Dhruvi, can you please move to my slide? Yes, thank you. So I would like to thank everybody, especially Nancy, for this amazing opportunity to let me attend this conference. I started Rotaract here. I just had a student group here, and I thought it will be just based in the university, and I never knew like I would meet such a huge amount of people here, and I get to go to Calgary to even experience more. And I'm very grateful for Nancy and our previous president, Sharia, to let me experience this. I started, as I said in my bio, that I started as a treasurer, and I am now president of this year at the University of Winnipeg Rotaract Club. And I'm just grateful for everyone to be part of this journey, to help me, guide me. 2 years ago, I was just a complete different person. I was not confident. I was not going out, but now I am in the community helping so many people, and I'm so grateful for Rotary International to like provide me this opportunity. I'll just talk about this picture first, that we had dinner with Nancy and other amazing Rotaractors. This day was very amazing. Like, we met so many people. I went to so many breakout sessions. I attended, I saw the House of Friendship, where actually I was so surprised that there were 17,000 people attending this Rotary International Convention. And wow, I never met so many people. And everybody treated me like their own family, like their family members. And everybody was we were wearing these badges. Like, I still have these badges, and I just show off to my friends because it's just here in my room. And everybody was wearing these badges, and when the people saw these badges, they were like, "Oh, you are from Rotaract, tell me about it." um I remember on this day, after this dinner, us four Rotaractors, me, Dhruvi, Muskan, and Divya, were walking back to our place, and we saw two Rotaractors. I met one Rotaractor, I'm sorry, Rotarian, who is actually a teacher, and he's studying computer science, which I'm studying here. And we talked for an hour and a half to 2 hours approximately on our fields, on how we joined Rotaract, Rotary. We also met a lot of interactors as well, and we exchanged our badges. Like, these badges I got from, I don't know if you can see, like this one, I got from the interactors. So we met so many people. Dhruvi, can you please go to the next slide? Yes. So here, there is a picture of like House of Friendship. We saw so many booths, as Muskan also mentioned. Like, there was hundreds and thousands of booths, and I even regret right now as well that maybe I should have gone even more day, or like just go there for even longer, maybe because I think I missed a few booths as well because there were so many. There was one booth I want to talk about that I met, and I was so impressed by them that I couldn't get this out of my head even now. I met Rotary International people from Karachi. They were doing a mission for end of polio, and they explained me how they are running their group. They are helping children to and in Pakistan for to end the polio, because they have discovered there that the polio has in their country because of the malnutrition. And I came from the neighboring country, from India. And in my country as well, I have seen people and the children are malnutrition and they don't get enough supplies. So they came up with the plan and they made a packet which only cost $10 to $20 Canadian dollars. And they let the mothers come to their camp, their clinics. They give them a packet and let the mothers feed that packet. They just say to let to sit for an hour to an hour, even the whole day, and let the child drink that packet. And they have seen people, there are pictures as well, that there's a before and after picture, that the child was malnutrition and now the child is actually living his own life and like his healthy and complete life. So they actually, this touched me so much that I cannot get this out of my mind, and I'm actually planning to even take this out to the university in fall semester, because we'll have so many students. So I'll raise this issue as well here in the club of my Rotoract in the university, and I'll plan this out with Dhruvi to get this out for U of M as well. Next thing, I met so many Rotaractors, interactors. This is the photo where for the Karachi, Rotaract Club of Karachi. And me, Dhruvi, Muskan, we were not only the Rotaractors there. I was so surprised to meet other Rotaractors. As Muskan mentioned, that this was like 5 pounds of badges they collected, and I'm so jealous. Like I have so many, so less badges right now, but I'm so planning to get even more badges to show it to my friends here. To be next slide, please. Oh, I think this is the last one. Yes, I just wanted to see this. Sorry. Next thing, I just wanted to say about Rotaract Club at the Calgary. We went out for zoo. We went out for picnic the last day before my flight. I actually went for the picnic there as well with the Calgary Rotaract Club. I met their president, and she was such an amazing person there. She was mentioning about how she runs her group and how she plans to execute everything. We all Rotaractors now have connect each other with WhatsApp. We had their group there as well, and we share pictures all together. Even now we have so many good connections. We just plan to go somewhere here and just meet some other group of Rotaractors, or even plan something for social media. So I could never imagine like I would have gone somewhere here or like experienced so many things. I just wanted to say again, thank you so much, Nancy, Frank, and even Cheryl, to let me go here and like experience such an amazing opportunity. I'm so much grateful for everything. And I really liked to be a Rotaractor, and I hope that I'll get an opportunity for being a Rotarian and at least pay my regards and my opportunity and everything back to the Rotary International, and I think I'll be even more helpful for the Rotary International. Thank you so much again.
Thank you. Divya, would you like to go?
Yes, yeah, I can go next. Okay, perfect. Thank you. So good afternoon, everyone. The first thing I wanted to say was a really important thank you to obviously the Rotary family. So I remember when I was back home in India, and this conference really served as a full circle moment for me, because I remember actually getting polio drops when I was in India, and they would like check your thumb. And when I was in Calgary, I learned a lot more about what the campaign's all about, how people serve on it. And it was just a really special moment to learn everything about what goes into actually executing the polio campaign. So it was just a very enlightening experience. It was almost nostalgic to see a lot of the photos that were presented when they were sharing more about the polio campaign. So this conference was not only memorable, as my friends have said, but also it was just a very powerful experience for me to see how it all happens. Secondly, and most importantly, I would like to say thank you to a couple of Rotaractors, or a couple of Rotarians here. So first of all, Mr. David Newman, thank you to you. I remember just a couple like days before when Dhruvi and I were planning our trip, I remember we reached out to you, and at that point we weren't sure if we would be able to go, but thank you for making it a possibility for us. And we'll talk about exactly what we learned and everything, but we could not have been able to do this without you. So thank you so much. Of course, Frank and Nancy. And then Cheryl, for helping support, not just financially, but also because you guys are always here whenever we needed anything. And specifically, and I know this was mentioned in one of the previous points, but when we were in Calgary, we were able to go out for lunch with other Rotaractors, with Frank and Nancy, and it was just a really special moment to connect with folks that we knew but in a different city, which felt very, very special. So now moving on to what the actual conference held for me and my experience there. So first of all, we met Rotaractors, and that was just such a special part of the journey. So as you'll see on the left side, bottom left of the screen, these are all the friends that we made. They were from Mexico, Germany. One of them had a Syrian background, but she was living in Germany, which was really cool. Argentina, and then of course from Canada. And a lot of these were exchange students, and it was just very cool. Although we weren't able to do exchange, it was very cool. I think Opie's mic is on.
Opie, can you mute your phone? Thank you.
And it was just a really special experience learning about the exchange program through their eyes. And we learned so much about the little pins that were on their blazers, where they had traveled, and how it had shaped their experiences. And that was really special. And if you look at the photo on the top right of the screen, we also met really cool people who had Rotary themed clothing. That's something that I never thought I would see, because I know that there's pins and ties and all sorts of cool merch, but it was very cool to see a full Rotary outfit. Dewey and I were told that we would get one eventually. We're just not sure when, but we're really looking forward to that. Just wearing that, and in that we also, so when Dewey and I went, I think we went in with the intention of and we'll talk a little bit about this like at some point, I'm sure, at one of the meetings, but we really went in with the intention of doing a global grant for a project, so we can form a partnership with a satellite club in Uganda. And while we were there, we met so many people, we made so many great connections. And I know when we go to Dhruvi's part, she'll talk a little bit more about all the cool connections we made with Quadres, the wash booth, and all these different things. But the connection piece of it was so powerful, and learning about all the different ways that we can actually support, but also have the learning opportunity on our end, which I think was really special. And then on the top right hand side of the screen, you will see a photo of David, Brenda, Dewey, me, and then a couple folks that we met so one of these folks was a grade 12 student who we're going to support to help start an interact club back in Calgary, which is very cool. And I'm actually wearing, I'm not sure if you could see this, but I'm actually wearing my sweater that I wore on that day. And the reason why this is so significant, as you can see, is Dewey and I twinned, and we were very happy to represent, we were excited to represent obviously Treaty 1 territory, Winnipeg, Manitoba, at this conference. And that's something that we were very proud of. And we'll talk a little bit more about how we met Nigon Sinclair, how we talked about the Honorable Marie Sinclair, and how we actually learned from folks of the Indigenous community in Calgary as well. And then there's a photo of us exploring Calgary in one of the evenings. Move on to the next slide. And this is a photo of us where we met local folks from Calgary, which was very cool. And they were most of them were in engineering, but it was also just cool to see that there's no like background that you have to join Rotary. Normally, like you'll see oftentimes in NGO, government or policy work, like you'll see a lot of humanities students, but it was cool to see that Rotary truly has no barriers when it comes to age, what background you have, whether that's in education or where you come from. So that was very special. And then that's a photo of us with someone who's actually been involved with Rotary. I believe she said 70 years, and that's longer than I have been alive, and Dhruvi have been alive, just our ages combined. So that's pretty remarkable, I would say. And we met so many folks, like this young woman, I guess, like this woman. There was actually someone who we met on the elevator, and he was living in the same sort of accommodation as we were at the Calgary University, and we actually spent an entire evening with him learning about all he had done. He had been district governor at one point. He was showing us the stick that he had received from his club, and just learning that there's so much culture ingrained within the Rotary family. And once again, just like the coolest pieces of merch that I thought I would never see, like a Rotary walking stick. I would like one when I'm much older. So that was very cool as well. And then and we also met Nigon Sinclair, and we sat in this teepee, and we sat through a couple of sessions with elders. And one of the most profound and grounding experiences was just hearing it right from the elders that at the end of the day, we're not here to just live on the land, we're here to protect the land. And also, Nigon Sinclair had pointed out that the Rotary four-way test is actually very similar to the medicine wheel, and this was the first Rotary teepee that had been put up. So just learning about how the Indigenous cultures are very closely connected to the values of Rotary and how we continuously promote them. And within even the opening ceremony, we got to hear from the original peoples of Calgary Treaty 7 territory and the various treaties that are on the Stampede grounds, but specifically Treaty 7. And it was just very grounding. Oftentimes at a conference, you can feel like there's so much going on, but just sitting in the teepee and learning about these things and connecting with, of course, a fellow Winnipegger is always special. So that was very good. And now I'm just going to turn it over to Dhruvi because I feel like I have talked way too much. But thank you for listening to me. And once again, thank you for giving us this opportunity to go and learn and become ultimately better humans.
Thank you, Divya. I definitely echo a lot of what Divya said. We're so grateful, and thank you so much for having put in so much to allow me and Divya and the other two Rotaractors, Anshika and Muskan, to be able to go to Calgary. It wouldn't have been possible without this club. It wouldn't have been possible without Cheryl, who is a part of the district. Thank you, Mr. Newman and Nancy. And yeah, it wouldn't have been possible without you. So once again, that's the magic of Rotary that allowed us to get there. So just a photo of all of us, the District 5550 people right there that we met. I believe this is the second or third day of the opening sessions when we met Nancy and Frank, Mr. Warren, and Fred. And it was amazing because it was always nice to see familiar faces after having met so many new people. We'd spent a lot of the days actually meeting new people and connecting with them and learning about their initiatives and also talking about ours. So Divya kind of mentioned that we were there with the intention of finding and exploring how our project in Uganda would work out and actually become work on the ground. So we went there with the intention of meeting cadres and people from the WASH area in Rotary. So we did so, and we met. I believe his name was. Tell me if I'm wrong, Divya. Is it Charles? Was his name? We or Christian, sorry. Yeah, Christian was his name. And we met a cadre or the lead of the cadres in Rotary, Christian. And we talked to him about our project and we explained that we were looking for people or cadres in Uganda that would be able to help us with how to go about building wells in Uganda, as well as, coming up with a global grant, an opportunity to make a project out of it. So he was very helpful and he gave us his email and he let us know that Uganda was actually one of the most heavily populated Rotary cadre area. So he said in Uganda, there were about, I think, at least in Africa, it's the most populated in terms of cadre, and it had about over 30 cadres in just one specific area. So he said, don't worry about it. You should not be should not be in the least worried, and you'll be able to get a lot of information on the ground. So we're in the process of sending him emails and all the information that we have about the Naku Valley refugee camp where we are planning to lead or have the global grant. Yeah, so that was a great opportunity to do more and listen from people that were very experienced in this. We also went to a lot of the opening sessions. So on the top, you can see a little bit of it. And on the right bottom, you can see Jennifer Jones. So we took a moment after one of the opening sessions to meet with her and to talk to her. And and we told her I'd also met her when she had come down to Winnipeg when she was the Rotary International president. And we also talked about how her being the first woman was a very inspiring. And yeah, and this is also the photo on the left bottom is all of us there with our friend Zara from, I believe, Regina. She's from Regina. Yeah. So this was all of us Rotaractors meeting in the convention center in the House of Friendship. Yeah. We also had a lot of opportunities to meet the youth exchange fellows. So there were a lot of people that were actually students, either alumni of youth exchange or were currently doing their exchange year. So these two were also exchange students, and they had also done a year in Canada, I believe. and it was amazing to see and listen to their experience. Another thing that we had no idea of prior to going to this convention was that Nigan Sinclair, who we were listening to in the TP, was once also a Rotary Youth Exchange Fellow himself. So when he was 17, he had the chance to go down to South Africa, and he was telling us about his experience and how that changed him, and it allowed him to learn a lot of different cultures. So he joked also that he had lived with a Hindu family, and so he knew a lot of our culture. And that was amazing to hear and to see and to learn about. And this is also photos of us and other District 5550 members. We were initially actually going to drive out to the conference or the convention with Joan. And in the last moment, well, we found out our schedules didn't match. And that's when we didn't know how to get there. But I know a lot of the Rotarians, including Mr. Newman, really pulled through and allowed us to have this opportunity to go. And yeah, it was a great little experience. We also had the opportunity to go out to supper with Nancy and Frank and a couple of other Rotarians. Well, Juhi was one of the other Rotarians, and we had two other Rotaractors, Aaron and Eric, from the USA. And it was a great experience because we went out after that and walked around the city with the Rotaractors. It was just an opportunity for us to talk about all the stuff we had been seeing, and also talk about the House of Friendship and how we were looking for people from Uganda to connect and collaborate with, which we did all throughout the convention. We met a lot of Ugandan people, and like the cadre Christian said, Rotary is really big in Uganda, so it was not hard to bump into Ugandans. Yeah, so there were a lot of people that we are still in contact with and are going to take the project forward with. Yeah, but just learning a lot about the different aspects of Rotary was amazing. Looking at the different clubs that there were in Rotary, I became a part of the tea fellowship, which is something I love. So I'm a tea lover, and I drink coffee out of necessity, but tea is the way that I like to start my mornings. So I joined actually the tea fellowship, which is amazing, and it helped me also learn a lot about the different other fellowships that were a part of Rotary. We learned so much from this experience, and then we're gonna take to this year coming up in our university and the way we lead. I feel like it inspired me a whole lot more to keep going and keep doing the good work, because it really matters, and it's the little things that we do on our small scale basis that come up to become 15,000 Rotarians in one place, talking about all the amazing things they're doing. Also learning about the polio and listening to the speaker that talked about polio, and she said how she found that her biggest dream had come true because somebody had asked her, a young child had asked her, oh, what's wrong? Because she was on I think a wheelchair or something, and so a young child had asked her, oh, like what happened, and like how are you on a wheelchair? And she said, oh, I had polio when I was younger. And the kid replied, oh, what is polio? And so she said that was a profound moment for her, and it made the world of a difference that Rotary was able to do this. yeah, so it was a huge experience, and we went to a lot of the breakout sessions. We went to one where we learned about how to engage a lot of the members, and we did scenario discussions. So we met a lot of people from there was people from Jamaica, somebody from Calgary, there was someone from the US. So our table had a lot of people that were giving us their experiences about how they're going about engaging their members. And we did third discussion, and we loved the discussions that went on. And we also went to one of the breakout session, which was about Rotaractors applying for global grants, which was directly what we were going to do at the convention. So that really helped, and it showed us how to navigate the online space in myrotary.org and where we should go to find all these different resources. Yeah, so it was an amazing experience, and it wouldn't have been possible without all of you. So thank you so much. And yeah, that's everything from us.